In 50 years, there's only been 4 generations of Range Rover. But this is the all-new 5th generation car, and well, it's bold, isn't it? So I thought I would give you a little bit of a design walk around. Now at the front, well, it's more of an evolutionary approach. It's flusher for better aerodynamic performance, but if you come with me around the side of the car, you'll see some of the new models, really nice details. So down the side of the car, it is really sharp. Of course, there are the traditional 3 lines of the Range Rover profile. So it's got a floating roof, that kind of upswept line at the bottom, but it's here that's really interesting because this clamshell bonnet has been tightened up and that line continues through the side of the car, really precise, and it finishes back here with a nice little detail that will of course be spec dependent. Now this is a top spec SV model, so it's extremely luxurious, 23-inch wheels, and you see here these new gills. There's a laser etched SV emblem. Now this new Range Rover is all about reductionism, making it simple, modern luxury, and not shouting about the car. These are all quite traditional Range Rover styling cues, but if you come with me round to the back, you'll see where the big design changes are for this all-new 5th generation car. And speaking to the design team, it's this rear corner that defines the look of this vehicle. This kind of swept line, it really frames the rear, and that brings us on to the taillights because they're integrated into this black panel, the same as the indicators. When they're not on, you don't see them, and again, that's part of the reductionism, but when they are on, it gives the Range Rover a really bold look. And one little detail, this bespoke to the SV model, ceramic badges, and that theme's continued inside just to enhance that luxury bespoke nature. Now that ceramic theme is continued inside, so ceramic picks out the gear lever and all these touch points for the climate control as well. The new Range Rover is going to start from £94,000. Now although this is a more expensive SV model, SV Serenity, there's also an SV Intrepid trim. It feels so high quality in here, as you would expect from a car like this. This leather and these wooden inlays, these cool metal finishes, everything is exactly as you expect modern interpretation of luxury in a Range Rover to be. But in the back, that's where this SV really gets interesting.
Before we have a look at the lavish back seats, it's worth covering the new car's powertrains, and as is the case with lots of modern luxury machinery, there'll be a plug-in hybrid on offer, with electrification helping to keep things quiet and refined according to Land Rover. In fact, there'll be 2 plug-in hybrids and both use a 3-litre straight-six petrol engine, with the P440e pumping out 434 brake horsepower and 620 Nm of torque, while the P510e produces 503 brake horsepower and 700 Nm of torque. Both use a 38.2 kWh battery with an official claimed range of up to 62 miles and CO2 emissions from less than 30 grams per kilometre, while with 50 kilowatt rapid charging it takes less than an hour for an 80% recharge. Mild hybrid technology features too, with a pair of 3-litre 6-cylinder diesels, including a D300 and a more powerful D350, while the P400 6-cylinder petrol is also a mild hybrid. At the top of the tree for now is a 523 brake horsepower 4.4 litre twin turbo V8 petrol model, which will hit 62 miles per hour in 4.6 seconds. But don't forget that the new car's MLA Flex platform also allows for battery electric propulsion. So from 2024 you'll be able to buy a fully electric Range Rover.
In the back, we've got this first class seating arrangement, so individual chairs, and as you can see, absolutely acres of legroom. The 13.1-inch screens are part of the Pivi Pro infotainment system, which has over-the-air software updates. And in the middle, we've got this lovely flowing center console with a table that rises out of there electronically. Now, when it's locked in place, you can pull the table towards you, then fold out the wings, and you've got a lovely kind of communal area where you can angle the table to show screens, your laptop, whatever you're working on. But in general, it's just a lovely, tranquil, serene place to sit.
Some of the features might be a little gimmicky, including that pivoting table, but they're nicely designed and really well built all the same. There are a few more touches that move the game on though. One a first for the Range Rover, and one traditional feature that's made the cut for the new car.
Now, for the first time with any Range Rover, if you go for the long wheelbase model, you'll be able to get it with 7 seats. Now, I've sat back there and knee room's quite good actually, but of course, one thing that's been retained for all models is this split tailgate. And you can now get the tailgate event suite option, which adds these nice padded leather cushions. And up here in the tailgate, you can get speakers and lights, which you can control from Land Rover's smartphone app and play your different media preferences, or of course, have a little drink with cup holders down there.
On first appearances then, the all-new Range Rover looks to be a solid step on, with more electrification broadening its appeal and boosting its environmental credentials as well. The interior might be a little on the conventional side, even if it does feel worth its price tag when it comes to quality. But you can't argue with some of the technology on board, and we can't wait to sample it, as well as the new powertrains, and check out the refinement on offer when the 5th generation Range Rover hits the market next year.